Welcome back everyone, my name is Leek from Leek's Kitchen. Today we're making cheat chicken leek pot pie. It's going to be so good. So winter is now settled in and I've been looking at recipes to change up because a lot of my recipes are just meat and free veg. So I want to do something different. So I thought I'd make a chicken leek pie tonight. So I'm going to make this as a pot pie. So I'm just going to put puff pastry on top and we're going to change it around just a little bit so that we can get this done in half the amount of time that it would normally take, and also to maintain that crisp on that beautiful puff pastry. And this is what I love about simple recipes. With only just a few items, it's going to make a delicious meal. So firstly, I've got some thigh chicken here. You can use breast fillet as well, but I find thigh tends to have a better texture and everything as well. I got the organic one today because it was actually only $1 dearer than the normal fried chicken, so got that instead. We've got 2 leeks here. We've got a carrot. Then we've got some chicken stock. I've got the low sodium one, so I control the actual salt in it. We've got some mustard, so I've got Dijon mustard here. Some sour cream. And then also we've got some puff pastry. So I'm using this puff pastry today. It's got palm oil in it, which I'm completely fine with. You can get the all butter one as well, but that's quite expensive. So this is a good alternative for me. So I'm just going to cut up our chicken and our vegetables. So always do your vegetables first. And that's because if you do your chicken first and you have any cross-contamination, then you're going to get on your veggies as well. Even though we're actually cooking these, just it's something to keep in mind. If you do your veggies first, then you don't have to worry about the chicken too much. So with the carrot, I'm just going to cut it into small cubes. So with the leeks, I am just going to cut these into quarters. And just check them. You might need to run them under some water. These look very clean, so I'm not going to worry about washing them too much. But just make sure that they don't have any dirt or anything, because they do suck up a lot of dirt while they're in the ground. And then I've just quartered this and we're just going to slice it as finely as we can. So that's all the veggies done. And then with my chicken, I'm just going to cut this into nice bite-sized pieces. Felix just heard the pack of the meat open. I love it. He knows what I've just opened, and he's waiting for me to give him something. He's trying to suck up to me. All right, time to wash my hands and get the rest of this done. So I'm using a kilo of chicken now. That's what's in the pack, so there is 8 thighs in there. So I'm just going to use all that. You can scale this up as much as you want or as little as you want. So if you're on a bit more of a budget, you could always put a little less chicken and maybe put some extra vegetables, maybe some zucchini or some extra carrots in place. That's up there. I've got a bowl here. I'm going to put all these into a bowl. So I'm just going to season this with plenty of salt and pepper. It's always good to layer your seasoning. So put it on the chicken, in the actual sauce as well. That makes a huge difference. I'm just going to use my hands and just massage that in. All right, I'm just going to wash my hands and then we're going to fry this off. So I've just got a pot here heating on high, and we're going to add some olive oil. So I'm going to cook this off in 2 batches. So I'm going to put half in now. Just let it sit there for a minute and just let it caramelize a little bit before you actually go and stir it. And the great thing about using fried chicken is you've got less of a risk of it actually drying out. So doing this isn't actually going to do any harm compared to maybe a chicken breast, where if you overcook it, it's going to turn out dry and stringy. So you can see now we've got some color on that. Move that around a little bit and we're just going to let it sit there. All right, so this looks about sealed now. So I'm going to take this out and do a second batch. As you said, there's quite a bit of fat in there as well, and that's because I didn't actually take off any of the fat off the actual fried chicken. And I think it's, you know, just part of that recipe where it adds so much flavor to it. So cooking it down helps it just all run it down, and then you're using that to actually fry the chicken off. So I like to leave the fat on. So I could have poured this out, but that's chicken fat. That's going to add so much flavor. So I'm going to leave that in there. Then I'm going to add maybe about 2 tablespoons of butter. You could use olive oil as well, but I like butter for browning up the veggies. So we're just going to let that just melt down a little bit. And then completely optional, I cut up 2 cloves of garlic. Not in the recipe, but I love garlic, so I decided to put some in. I'm now going to add our carrots. And our leeks. And we're just going to cook these on a medium heat until they've completely cooked down. And then we'll add our chicken back and the rest of the ingredients. So now this is wilted down and it looks nice and cooked down now. We're going to add our chicken back in. So as you can see with the chicken here, it's given off a lot of juice and everything. Don't throw that out, put it all in there. That's going to add so much flavour. Then we're going to add some chicken stock. So you can use homemade if you have it. I don't have any homemade, so I decided just to buy some. I brought the low sodium one so that I can control how much salt I put into it. So we're just going to fill this up just enough. So it's just below the bottom of the chicken there. So that's all there. We don't want to put too much or else it's going to be a real watery pie. And we're not using any thickening agents like flour or anything to do this. We're just going to rely on the sour cream and mustard to actually do that. And we'll put that in later on when the chicken is all cooked. Completely optional. I'm going to add some thyme as well. Thyme goes beautifully with chicken. So I think that'll add to it as well. At this time as well, I've just got our oven heating up to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So this has now come to a boil now. I'm going to reduce it and let it just come to a slight simmer. And I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes to make sure all that chicken is nice and cooked. And then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So this is where I change the way I do my chicken pot pies. So I have my puff pastry here, and rather than actually put it into a new pie dish and actually covering it with this and then trying to cook it and attempt it to be nice and crispy, what I like to do is I actually like to portion this up already. So already cut in its pieces and then put it into the oven, cook it while we're actually making the filling. And then all we have to do is once it comes out of the oven, a spoonful of that delicious filling onto your plate, and then you put this on top and you can get the exact same product with a nice crispy top. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. And the reason why I'm cutting it now is when you cut puff pastry after you've actually baked it, it just almost disintegrates when you go to cut it. So if I cut it now and bake it like that, then it's going to come out just perfectly as individual tops for everyone. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out onto a baking tray. And I'm just going to brush these down with a little bit of milk to help them brown properly. Now, obviously you could use egg, but eggs in Australia at the moment are like toilet paper. They're not readily available at the moment due to our turn of the bird flu. So I've got my oven set to 180 degrees, which is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and golden, and it's also going to pop up as well. So this has been cooking for about 20 minutes, and you can see that's almost thickened up a little bit from all that stock all condensing down. So now I'm going to use a teaspoon of Dijon, a good dollop of it. And you can use any mustard that you want. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of sour cream to this. The great thing with sour cream is it doesn't split like normal cream. So we can add it to it and stir that in. You're going to get that creamy taste without it splitting and everything when you go to cook it. So I'm just going to let this heat back up. And while it's heating up, I'm just going to try it for seasoning. So I am going to put some more pepper. And even though I did use store-bought chicken stock, I'm going to add just a little bit more salt. Just try that again. Much better. Just salt and pepper just makes such a difference. So these are now ready. So they did puff up a bit. If you didn't want them to actually really puff up, what you do is just put another pan on top of them, and that will stop them from actually puffing up. But I know that's going to go really good on top of our pie filling. So once that filling is ready, then we just put these on top and we're done. We don't have to wait for it to be baked in the oven as well. So I've got our delicious chicken and leek pot pie filling here. So we're going to put a few spoonfuls in our bowl here. And then we've got our wonderful square of puff pastry here. And we're just going to serve that with that like that. Then as you dig your spoon into it, you can grab some of that puff pastry without it all going soggy. Doesn't that look amazing? Let's try it out. Doesn't that look good? Now, if you wanted to thicken it a little bit more, you could obviously put a little bit of flour and thicken it that way, or you can just leave it on the stove and just let it just cook a little bit more. I'm not too fussed about it, but having this on top makes it stay nice and crispy. And also we've cooked at the same time as making the filling, so we don't need to put it back in the oven and cook it for another 45 minutes to an hour. So nice and quick and easy. Let's give it a go. So some of that pastry, some of that filling. Doesn't that look good? It's still piping hot though. That filling is so good. And just to think, like, I'm not a pie person, I don't really like making pies and everything, but this is just so easy, and you know, you could do this easily on a weeknight. I think it's really good. So I hope you give this a go and try this new technique. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good like, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, bye.